Hello everyone, welcome to our Can-Do lesson for today. Today we're going to learn about the Gypsy Pharmacist lesson 1, 2, and 3, and today we will have speaking practice about the Reading Reader P6. So this is lesson 1. Okay, so lesson 1 we will have global problems as our vocabulary. In this lesson we have 6 words. Don't forget to pause for a while if you're not sure or if you did not understand that part, okay? So are you ready? Let's start with our first vocabulary word, and that is poverty. So that is our first word, poverty. Everybody spell poverty. P-O-V-E-R-T-Y. Poverty. Let's say that again, poverty. So poverty means the state of being poor. In Thai, poverty is this word, okay? Now, let's use poverty in some sentences. So before that, we show you a picture of poverty, so being poor. Let's read the first sentence. Om grew up in poverty. Can you say that again? Om grew up in poverty. Number 2. Poverty is the reason he stole from the bank. Let's say that again. Poverty is the reason he stole from the bank. Number 3. Some diseases are a result of poverty. So that is our first word, poverty. Now let's go to our second word. Our second word is corruption. Let's say that again. Corruption. So the stress is in rup. Corruption. Okay? Corruption is an act of dishonesty in terms of people with power. So it's not being true. It means stealing money from the people. So in Thai, corruption is this word. Okay? Now, let's use the word corruption in sentences. So this is an illustration of corruption. Number 1, governments fail because of corruption. Let's say that again. Governments fail because of corruption. Number 2, corruption is a crime. Again, corruption is a crime. Okay, number 3, poverty is a result of corruption. When there's corruption in our society, people tend to become poor and some become very rich, which is not fair. Okay, now let's go to our third word. Our third word is crime. Everybody say crime. Let's spell the word crime. C-R-I-M-E. Crime. So what is a crime? It is an action that is against the law. So something that is very wrong. It's not right. So in Thai, crime is this word. Okay? Now let's use the word crime in sentences. But before that, we have this picture to represent crime. Okay. So number 1, robbery is a crime. Okay? Robbery is a crime. Stealing is a crime, especially from banks or from other people. Number 2, computer hacking is a crime. So that is our second sentence. Can you say that again? Computer hacking is a crime. Number 3, so I think people commit a crime because of poverty. Of course, when people are poor, they tend to commit a crime. So that is our third sentence, okay? Let's now go to our next word. Our next word is overpopulation, okay? Overpopulation. So it happens when there's a lot of people in a certain place, okay? So the Thai word for overpopulation is this word. Let's spell the word overpopulation. Overpopulation. So that is overpopulation. Now let's use overpopulation in sentences. This is a picture of overpopulation. This is in the country called Bangladesh. So it's very near India and very near Myanmar and very near in Thailand. Okay. So let's use overpopulation in sentences. So we have number one, Nigeria has an overpopulation problem. Nigeria has an overpopulation problem. Can you say that again? You can pause this video if you want to practice that again, or you can rewind the video, okay? Number two, the overpopulation in India results to a lot of people living in poverty. So the overpopulation in India results to a lot of people living in poverty, and that is right. When you have a lot of people, it tends to become poor because they don't have work and they divide resources amongst themselves. Okay, so number three, overpopulation leads to traffic jam problems. So when you have a lot of people, a lot of cars, and bad traffic jams. Okay, so that is overpopulation. Our next word would be epidemic. So the stress is on the de. Epidemic. Okay, epidemic. So it is a quickly spreading disease that affects a lot of people. So if it's worldwide, we call it pandemic. If it's like in a small place, we call it epidemic. But it's very quick. It's very fast. In Thai, the word for epidemic is this word. Okay? Now, let's use the word epidemic in sentences. Number one. So before that, we know that COVID-19 is not just an epidemic, it is also a pandemic. So number one, we have COVID-19 is an ongoing epidemic and pandemic. So that's how you spell pandemic. Can you say that again? COVID-19 is an ongoing epidemic and pandemic. Okay, next sentence. Overpopulation is a factor that makes an epidemic worse. Overpopulation is a factor that makes an epidemic worse. Why? Because if you have a lot of people and you have a sickness, an epidemic, it will spread quicker or more quick than if you don't have a lot of people. And our last sentence for this word epidemic is to slow down an epidemic like COVID-19, we must stay home. So for us to get rid of epidemics, we must stay home and we must avoid contact with other people or social distancing. Okay? So our next and final vocabulary word for the first lesson would be pollution. Let's say together. Pollution. Let's spell pollution. Pollution. That is pollution. So, round press there. So it means harming the environment with a man-made waste or with man-made waste. As you can see in the picture, this is air pollution because we are harming the air, okay, with our waste. In Thai, pollution is this word. Okay. Let's say it again. Pollution. Pollution. So the stress is on the lu, okay? Pollution. Let's use the word pollution in sentences. Number one, are you ready? Last month, there was air pollution in some parts of Thailand. Okay, number two, water pollution kills the fish and other aquatic living things. Yeah, that's right. And number three, the Zero Waste Project of Bangkulad School aims to teach students to stop all kinds of pollution, okay, which is a great project, by the way. Now, let's go to the end of this lesson. This is the end of lesson 1. If you want to watch a video again, of course you can. Now, before you go to the next part, make sure that you fill in the blanks with the correct word, okay? And that is it. So, see you again later for lesson 2. Bye!